The world of French television lost one of its most iconic figures on July 14, 2025, when Thierry Ardisson, the provocative, charismatic man in black, passed away at the age of 76. Known for revolutionizing talk shows with his sharp wit and fearless interviews, Ardisson's death from liver cancer, as announced by his wife Audrey Crespo-Mara to the AFP, sent shockwaves through France and beyond. Posts on X from outlets like France Info and RTL France mourned the loss of a man whose career spanned over 4 decades, leaving an indelible mark on the entertainment industry. His life was a tapestry of bold creativity, personal triumphs, and unapologetic audacity, a story that deserves to be told with the same passion he brought to his work. Today, we're diving into Thierry Ardisson's cause of death, age, family, net worth, lifestyle, and biography, celebrating a man who lived as courageously as he provoked, and whose legacy will echo for generations. Born on January 6, 1949, in Bourgogne, Creuse, Thierry Ardisson came into the world in a small town, far from the glittering lights of Paris where he would later make his name. His parents, originally from Nice, were shaped by modest roots. His father, Victor, an engineer in construction, moved the family across France and even to Algeria for work, while his mother, Juliette, was a homemaker who nurtured Thierry's early years. Growing up in places like Mers El Kabir and Areshes, where his father worked on projects like the Roseland Dam, young Thierry experienced a childhood marked by movement and adaptation. By 17, he was spinning records as a DJ at the Whiskey A Go-Go and Juan Les Pins, a taste of the vibrant life he'd later embrace. His education took him to the Université Paul Valéry in Montpellier, where he studied English, but it was clear his heart lay elsewhere. In 1969, at just 20, he moved to Paris, diving headfirst into the world of advertising. A decision that would set the stage for his larger-than-life career. Ardisson's early years in advertising were a masterclass in creativity. Working at agencies like BBDO, TBWA, and Ted Bates, he crafted slogans that became part of French pop culture: Ovalmolten, C'est de la dynamique, and Quand c'est trop, c'est tropico. By 1978, he co-founded his own agency, Business, pioneering the 8-second TV ad to make advertising accessible to smaller brands. But Thierry was restless, craving more than the confines of ad copy. In the early 1980s, he transitioned to media, collaborating with magazines like Rock and Folk and creating the provocative interview concept Descente de Police, which landed him in hot water when Yannick Noah's candid admission about marijuana sparked a scandal. Undeterred, Thierry brought this concept to television in 1985 on TF1, launching his TV career with a bang. Though the show was shut down by regulators, it marked the arrival of a man who thrived on pushing boundaries. Thierry Ardisson's television career was nothing short of revolutionary. Known as the Man in Black for his signature all-black outfits and dark sunglasses, he brought a new language to French TV. Shows like Bains de Minuit, filmed at the trendy Les Bains Douches nightclub, and Lunettes Noires pour Nuits Blanches broke the mold of traditional talk shows, blending nightlife, culture, and raw conversation. His crown jewel, Tout, Monde and Parle, which aired on France 2 from 1998 to 2006, became a cultural phenomenon, drawing up to 2 million viewers with its mix of celebrity confessions and Ardisson's biting humor. He invented interview formats like Info ou Intox and Questions Cons, turning guests into participants in a theatrical game of truth. Salut les Terriens. Launched on Canal Plus in 2006 and later moved to C8, cemented his status as a TV titan, surrounded by sharp-witted chroniclers like Laurent Baffy and Stéphane Guillon. His final project, Hotel du Temps, used cutting-edge technology to revive deceased celebrities, proving that even in his 70s, Thierry's creativity never waned. Beyond the screen, Ardisson was a prolific writer and producer. He authored best-selling books like Louis XX, Contre-enquête sur la monarchie and Confessions d'un baby boomer, reflecting his passion for history and his own colorful life. His 2025 autofiction, Noir, eerily foreshadowed his death, imagining his own passing with a mix of humor and introspection. He produced the 2013 film Max and launched the magazine Ent Review, though he later stepped away when it veered from his vision. His monarchist beliefs, rooted in his friendship with Louis Alphonse de Bourbon, the legitimist claimant to the French throne, added another layer to his complex persona. Thierry wasn't afraid to court controversy, whether through provocative interviews like asking former Prime Minister Michel Rocard if sucking was cheating, or public feuds, like his clash with Cyril Hanouna over C8's direction. Yet, beneath the bravado was a man who saw television as a village square, a place for raw, unfiltered human connection. Thierry's personal life was as dynamic as his career. Married 3 times, he found lasting love with Audrey Crespo-Mara, a TF1 journalist, whom he wed in 2014. Their relationship, which began in 2009, was a partnership of mutual respect, with Audrey producing a documentary, La Face Cachée del Homme Noir, set to air on TMC, to reveal the man behind the persona. From his earlier marriage to Beatrice Laustelin, a musician and stylist, Thierry had 3 children: Manon, born 1989, Ninon, born 1991, and Gaston, born 1995. A grandfather since 2019, he cherished his family, though he admitted to a complicated relationship with his own roots, once describing his upbringing as proletarian despite his father's engineering career. His childhood in a Catholic boarding school in Haute-Savoie and his early experiences in Algeria shaped a man who embraced both discipline and rebellion, a duality that defined his life. Thierry's lifestyle was a blend of sophistication and excess, tempered by introspection in his later years. In his youth, he admitted to experimenting with drugs, including speedballs in the 1970s, which led to hepatitis C, a condition that likely contributed to the cirrhosis and liver cancer that claimed his life. His love for nightlife, evident in shows like Paris Dernier, which explored the city's after-hours scene, reflected his zest for living on the edge. Yet, as he aged, he found balance with Audrey in their Parisian life, enjoying quiet moments and intellectual pursuits. His home was a reflection of his eclectic tastes, filled with books on history and art, a nod to his self-described erudition. Despite his wealth, estimated between $5 million and $90 million by various sources, Thierry's life wasn't about ostentation. His income came from his TV shows, production company Ardisson and Lumiere's, book sales, and earlier advertising ventures, but he poured much of it back into his creative projects. The news of Thierry's passing hit hard, especially as rumors of his illness had swirled in the days leading up to July 14, 2025. Posts on X from Les Inrecuptibles and La Nouvelle Republique noted his hospitalization at the American Hospital of Paris, with journalist Clement Guérin reporting on July 9 that Thierry was losing the battle against a rapidly progressing cancer. Audrey fiercely defended his privacy, calling such speculations abject. Thierry himself faced death with the same candor he brought to his interviews, telling France Inter's Léa Salami, "Il ne faut pas avoir peur de la mort." Even Napoleon, who was a powerful guy, died. Diagnosed less than a year before, his liver cancer, linked to earlier hepatitis C, proved untreatable in its advanced stage. His final months were spent promoting L'Homme Noir, a book that blended autobiography with a theatrical vision of his own funeral, complete with a playlist featuring David Bowie's Lazarus and the Beatles' In My Life. His courage in facing mortality was underscored by his family's presence at his side until the end. Thierry Ardisson's legacy is one of fearless innovation. He transformed French television, making it bolder, sharper, and more human. His interviews weren't just conversations, they were events, moments where guests like Michel Rocard or Yannick Noah revealed truths that sparked national conversations. His feuds, like the one with Cyril Hanouna, showed his refusal to compromise his vision, even when it cost him. The Institut National de l'Audiovisuel honored his 35 shows with a YouTube channel, Artitube, in 2020, and President Emmanuel Macron awarded him the Légion d'honneur in 2024, calling him a provocateur and erudite. But perhaps the greatest tribute came from his daughter Manon, whose message on La Scene culture moved him to tears, a rare glimpse of the man behind the black sunglasses. As we reflect on Thierry Ardisson's life, we see a man who lived without fear of controversy, of failure, or of death. He was the DJ in One Les Pins, the ad man with a knack for slogans, the host who made Saturday nights electric, and the father who left a legacy for his children and grandchildren. His story is a reminder to embrace life's contradictions, to speak truth even when it stings, and to create with unrelenting passion. Thierry Ardisson, the man in black, didn't just entertain. He changed the way we talk, listen, and connect. If his story has moved you, if his shows were a part of your Saturday nights, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Let's keep his provocative spirit alive, celebrating the man who dared to be different. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the life of Thierry Ardisson. Until next time, keep questioning, keep watching, and keep the conversation going.